Hey, good morning, everyone. How are you? This is Dr. Daniel Davids from the Traveling Physical Therapist, here supporting the 400 Fewer Falls, as always, where we're trying to reduce the fall risk of 400 Long Island seniors in the next 12 months by doing a completely free in-home balance assessments and fall risk analysis. I've been trying to put together an amazing group of people who've been able to help seniors in all realms. And today we have someone definitely in a realm a little outside of the strictly health or wellness, but something that's I think it's really important for everyone to know about. And I want to introduce her to you guys today. Her name is Wendy Weiss, and she is the owner of Tech Time. Wendy, what's going on?
Hi, good morning, everybody. How are you?
So I just wanted to, before we even jump into this, you're going to want to check Wendy out a lot. So I'm going to give you the the website now in case you have a chance to check it out. This is important. If your parents are having trouble with any technology, Wendy's going to be the person. So you're going to want to go to techtimetutor.com. I'm going to say it now and a bunch of times throughout this video because you definitely go on and check it out. I've hung out with Wendy and she is amazing. She's very knowledgeable about what she does, and I think more than that, her personality is what really sells it, if you ask me. So Wendy, what's going on with you? How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, and thank you so much for taking the time and interviewing me.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. I think you have a message that we want to send out to as many people as possible. So I don't know when you guys are watching this, but right now it's a little early for us, Wendy. I know you may not have an answer for this, but what have you done today, or what's happened to you today that's made you smile?
I've been invited to my friend's house this evening for Shabbat, and I went out this morning and I got dessert, and I got Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
Wait, not for breakfast. You mean for Shabbat?
Yes, for dessert. So that made me smile. Something to look forward to.
I think gonna smile even more so when you actually dip into that Haagen-Dazs. That's incredible.
Totally.
So you and I had a conversation not too long ago where you kind of told me a little bit about your history and on Wall Street and everything else. Can you just share a little brief, a little, not a deep dive, but why don't you let us know about what brought you to where you are?
Yeah, so all my life I've been in the financial services sector, and I worked for Standard & Poor's for 20 years selling financial data into hedge funds, asset managers, money managers, banks, corporations, and I had a really good run there. And I was exposed to quite a bit of technology, applications, data, big data, and that's where I got the technology background.
That's incredible. And then somehow you parlayed this background with, in the world of finances, the world of money, till you said, you know what, there is a group of people who aren't able to use technology, but I want to help them. Like what was that connection between those two?
So basically what had happened, there were some life-changing events that occurred, and it ended up that one of my mother's friends, her children were relocating her from Boca Raton, Florida to Pennsylvania to an assisted living. And the children ended up buying her an iPad. And my mother's friend hired somebody to teach her how to use the iPad. And then the bulb went off. I said, oh my God, this is a great business. People need to learn about technology. They're given a device of some sort and they have no idea how to use it and stay in touch with loved ones. So I thought that idea was brilliant, and I was going to take that idea and use it here.
I love that. And if you that was, working with an iPad, which is one specific obvious kind of, thing. What has been the thing most people are asking you how to use?
The iPhone.
iPhone.
The iPhone has such hidden gems in it. You have no idea. I do many classes called The Hidden Gems of the iPhone, and there is such information in there that you couldn't imagine. And now with the new release of iOS 13.2, there's a lot of nice features in it. You could scan, there's keypads in there, just really some interesting pieces of information. So I work with some elder care and estate attorneys, and they had no idea that there was a scanning feature in the iPhone. It used to be under Notes in the prior version, and yesterday I was just playing around with it, and I found out they took it out of Notes, and it's now under Files. So I just give you a little tip.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, can you walk me through that? I mean, I don't mean to like put you on the spot, but like I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to scan something, I don't know how to do that. So tell me, like, how would I go about that?
Yeah, so on your iPhone, there's an icon called Files, and you would click on that. In the top right, there are like 3 little dots, and then you would click on them, and one of the options is Scan Documents, and you would take the document and hover over it with your iPhone, and a yellow film will appear. And if it's focused correctly, it'll take it automatically, just like if you were depositing a check online through your iPhone, and then it saves it as a PDF file.
So you're blowing my mind here, Wendy, because I'm honestly, I can't say I snap pictures of things. And well, first off, I snap pictures of things like documents, stuff like that, because I want to hold on to business cards, stuff like, and I keep going, it's blurry, it's not this, not that, and it's it's a pain, and it's certainly not in a PDF file, which would be a lot more useful in storage and everything else. So this is okay. So now I learned something new. I love this.
No, it's a great feature, and people don't know about it. And I tell people that I work with, if you have an important document, if your accountant needs, a 1099 or a statement, a banking statement, you could scan it, and it comes out as a PDF file, and it's clear. You could email it, you could text it. It just saves so much time. So people don't need to go out and buy a scanner.
I love that, and I have a scanner. I use it, and it's obsolete at this point now, because now that I know I have this, that's what I'm going to be using. That's great. I didn't even know about that. It's funny.
But again, it was in Notes, and now it's moved into Files.
Is there anything else? Again, I'm putting you on the spot here. This is more for my because I'm really interested. Was there any other like gems since this upgrade, which I have not upgraded to 13 yet, but has there been other gems that you said, oh, this is really important, I got to get this information out there?
Yeah, so can I show you my phone?
Please do.
Could you see it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to bring up the calculator, and I assume you use the calculator quite a bit. So if you just type in 1, 2, 3, just like that, and say I made a mistake, okay, and I meant to type 1, 2, 4, typically everybody would just press the C button to clear the whole thing out. Instead, just press the last digit.
What? It deletes it.
Right. And then you can just type in 4.
Okay, so I can't tell you, when I use the calculator, I'm usually adding things a bunch over and over. And if I make a mistake, it's like either start again or do some like math in my head to subtract it from the next one. So that's incredible. That's great. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it.
This is another nice feature.
That's very cool. And you're talking, the things that you're talking about are not like heavy duty. You have to really know technology to use it. You're talking about a calculator and a scanner. Like these are things that everyone is using or has used a lot in their lifetime. So I love this. That's great. I'm going to absolutely implement the calculator thing as soon as I can. Great. As soon as I can. That's very cool. So, and now the setup for your business, you go to people's homes or they come to you. How does that work?
So typically I go to people's homes, or if they choose to, we can meet in a public space, Starbucks, a library, whatever convenient for them. I focus on their specific needs and wants. That's my business model. I want people to come to me and say, I want to learn how to text. I want to learn how to attach a photo. These are the things that people want to learn. I want to learn how to FaceTime so I could stay in touch with my loved ones. I want to learn how to use WhatsApp so we can have a family group chat. Things like that.
That's great. And I want to, one of my follow-up questions was going to be, because, when we met, I told you, I think the most important thing about seniors using technology is for the ability to communicate. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm going to age myself here a little bit, date myself a little bit. Farmville would be excellent to be able to play. I don't play any of the games on the phone, but that used to be one I played back in the day. So Farmville would have been great. But to be able to communicate, FaceTime, WhatsApp, this stuff. So is that something you usually speak to a lot of your clients about?
I do. I mean, that's only a piece of it. You know, many people want to get on to Facebook. It's a way to stay in touch. People see pictures of, families and so on. People use Facebook, as you know, in many different ways, but it's for the senior population. They're starting to get on it more and more, and they like to see photos of their friends and their families. But I'm also, what I'm really getting some traction on is something called digital organizing accounts. So what I do is when I meet with somebody, I talk to them about, do you have a spreadsheet of all your personal information? So for example, if you do online banking, and we'll use Chase as an example. So what I'll do for them is create a spreadsheet and list out the website, chase.com. If they have a savings account, I'll list out the savings account, checking account, and just go through every bank account they have, every investment account they have. I list out all their credit cards, their insurance policies, anywhere from homeowners to health insurance, if they have long-term care, Medicare, and I list out all their policy numbers, contacts, their accountants, their just any personal information. And actually, I posted something on LinkedIn, and somebody reached out, and we're meeting in the city next week, and he's compiling all his information so I could create this spreadsheet for him. And I encrypt it, and it basically we incorporate it as part of the will. So when the family members, when the person passes, the family members will have access to all their passwords. Again, anywhere from their iPhone to their laptop, their Facebook password, their LinkedIn password, and so on. This way it's documented in a spreadsheet.
I would never have thought that to be that important. Like I always thought, but that has so much depth to it. That's a very important thing. It's something that needs to be 100% taken care of. Like, you and I, we run in the same circles, a lot of the same stuff. We meet each other in a lot of different places now.
Yes.
And I just came from a meeting not too long ago where the gentleman was talking about how important power of attorney and what was the other one? Power of attorney and healthcare proxy is. And then I think at some point there's going to be the next level, which is like digital liaison or something like that, where we say, yeah, this is someone who's going to cover your finances. This is someone who's going, or is going to manage your finances if you can't. This is someone who's going to manage your healthcare decisions if you can't, and this is someone who's going to be able to manage your digital life when you can't, and including all the passwords. So I think you're ahead of your time a little bit on that one. I think it's really wonderful.
I just think it's so important, and the article that I read, it was in the New York Times, and it was called "Preparing for Your Death," and this shouldn't only apply to the older generation. It should be applied to people at any age. I have two sons. They're millennials. They're working. They have phones. They have laptops. They're investing. And I try to tell them to start creating this spreadsheet. Do they listen? Not sure. And that's another story. But I really try, and no matter how old, because we're all so digitized, everything we do, it's a website, we log in, it's a password, and everybody's changing their passwords. So I encourage you maybe to look into a password manager. There are so many out there, but that's another topic of discussion. But it's a useful tool.
No, I think about how fear limits a lot of, for my wife's grandparents, for example, and even my wife's mother, realistically, even she's very fearful about phones and computers, and she uses them, but deep down, and I know this is about her, deep down she's worried she's going to press something and something's going to happen. Like, how do you help people get over fear? Like, to me, I would think that's a huge hurdle, right?
Absolutely. It certainly is. And when I work with a client, I let them drive. I'll let them use their iPhone, their iPad, their laptop, and I sit there and I'll say, press that button. And then we'll say, it'll do something bad. I said, just press it. It's always fixable. And I encourage them and I support them and I tell them, try it. It's not going to break. You have to try and experiment. Trial and error. That's all you could do. It's always fixable. So I think it's very important that they take the device and use it, and I'll sit by them. And then always when I finish a training session, I follow up with notes that we covered. So for example, one of my clients wanted to learn about Word, okay, the basics, you know, how to open a file, how to, you know, type, how to underline, how to copy and paste. And basically, I followed up with an email of all the steps we covered in Microsoft Word. And this way, she has a document to refer to practice. So it's almost like homework.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really great, actually. That's very cool because they can go back and just keep reviewing it. And I'm sure a lot of them print it out and like put it up on the wall next to their computer and stuff. Yeah. That's what I would probably end up doing.
Yes. Yes. No, it's good because with all due respect, a lot of people forget, you know, and this way there's a document and they could refer to it.
Okay, so in the world of seniors, right, there's a lot of different things that we care about that we help people with. I'm going to pull you into my world a little bit. So my world is health and wellness. And so my question to you is, what do you do that helps seniors, helps the parents and the people watching this? What do you do that helps them keep their health and wellness as good as possible, brings their health up, makes the quality of their life better? Like, what is it that you think you add to that?
That's a good question. You know, when I sit with people, you know, teaching them their computers, I stress to them that they really can't sit also in one place for a very long time. You know, as we're getting older, we become stiff and, you know, the blood isn't circulating. And one of my clients loves writing. He writes books, he does lectures, and I'll say to him, you need to get up and walk around and stretch and move and just take a break and walk around because, you know, sitting in a position for a long time isn't very healthy.
I love that. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a reminder. I'm going to give you my postural sheet, the posture for sitting posture. So yeah, so that when they're on the computer, you get them in the best posture possible. So I'm going to send that your way.
Yes, definitely. Email it to me and I'll hand it out with your contact information.
Hey, very good. That's it. That's how we pass everything along.
Exactly.
So explain to me like I'm 5. Explain to me like I'm 5. Why does grandma and grandpa need to learn how to use the computer or the phone or the iPad? Why do they need to do it? Why don't they just know? What is it that they can't do?
They want to so badly stay in touch with their kids and their grandkids. They want to see photos. They want to take photos. They want to share photos with their friends. And it's so rare that people now develop photos and say, here's a photo, you know, put it in your wallet, you know, you're literally your wallet, not your phone wallet. But this way, they have access to their family. This is a way of staying in touch with their family and loved ones and have those pictures on their iPhone. And when they see their friends, they'll just take out their phone and say, here's my grandchild. They just got married, you know, here's the baby. So that's what I, you know, love. And it's so rewarding to see that when I accomplish that.
That must be. You have to be over the moon when that happens. Because I know, like for me, when I go to people's homes and they pull out and it's always an iPad. It's always an iPad with the people I'm seeing. So they always bring out the iPad and they go, look, this is my great grandson or this is my granddaughter, and they're showing me the videos. And because, you know, we share back and forth. I'm sure no one gets away from me without seeing pictures of my children. And so everyone feels the reverse is true also, which I love to see the videos and the pictures, and it's adorable. But I love seeing it. And it doesn't, you know, the truth is you get people who are, I'm sure you get a lot of people who are in their let's say 80s and 90s who are having trouble with this, but I bet you have a lot of people in their 60s and 70s who are like, I pushed it off for so long, I might as well. I have to say, like, you got to at least show me what I missed in the few years. So I'm sure you get a lot of that.
Totally. I mean, I could tell you some stories. I mean, I've had a woman who wanted to set up a profile on JDate. You know, she was like close to 80. I said, okay, whatever you wish. I've had people who want to go just do online shopping, you know, setting up an Amazon account, setting up Prime, putting in their credit card. They have no idea. And installing Uber, you know, people in Manhattan.
So important. Oh my goodness. I can't tell you how many times I've told people, please, just, I promise you, it's a good app. You're not going to have your thing stolen. Just, you need to download Uber, because there's so many people who they're either waiting for their children to give them a ride, or they're accessoride or something, but you just nailed it. I totally forgot Uber. So important. Or Lyft, or whatever the rideshare program that you guys are using. You got to make sure that people are using it. And
I also tell them when they get in the car, never tell them their name. The driver should ask them.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
That's very important. Very important. So, these apps are great. You know, for physical fitness, the iPhone I think it comes with the app Steps, STEPZ. And, you being a physical therapist, you know how important it is to walk and move your body. I told them it keeps track of how many steps, they walk a day and how many calories they burn. And they have no idea it's there. And it's important for your health.
And it's a huge thing, and I love that they have that. I love that on my phone I could see how many, because I used to have like a pedometer. I guess it was what was that popular band pedometer? I think they just fell out of Fitbit. Yeah, the Fitbit. I used to love those. I had it for like 6 months, 8 months. It just started to break down, and then I went, well, my phone has it, so that's so great. That's so awesome. Mm-hmm. So what is a myth that you can debunk right now? Let's see, what population do we want to deal with? Do we want to talk about the seniors or their children? Okay, let's do it with the seniors. What's a myth that the seniors are having about using technology, whatever, part that, piece of technology you're talking about? But what is a common myth that these people have that you could just debunk right away?
So basically, I tell my seniors to learn as much as they can as far as going onto websites. Eventually, we're not going to have any customer service here in this country. We're going to be talking to a computer. You go online, you could chat with somebody. You have to now book your own airline ticket. You have to book your own car rental. That's why it's so important to be up to speed. You could log on to your local library and find out what classes are offered, your local gym, and see the exercise schedule. It's just so important, and it's so easily accessible if people would take the time to learn.
I love that. And it's so true. I was just, it must have been 2 weeks ago, something. I was online at Capital One, and I was next in line, and I got pulled up to the counter and to the teller, and the teller next to her, there was a lady, and I forgot the situation, but she was saying, I just need to get this done. Can you please do this? And the teller said, I'm sorry, we don't even have access to that anymore. You have to do that online. Can you imagine telling someone who is, say, 86, has resisted using any technology, beyond whatever, for however long, maybe they still have a VCR at home, and they're like, you have to go online to do this. Their head would explode. Head would explode. It's true. You know what? Service that you're talking about is something that's going to be not just like, oh, it's a commodity. No, this is going to be a requisite in the coming however long. I really do. I think that's 100% the case. 100%.
I walked into a doctor's office last week, and I had to enter all my information on an iPad as soon as you walked in. And, a senior who has not been exposed to any kind of keypad, they're like overwhelmed. And then they have to call, the person behind the desk to assist. Yeah, so that's the direction that everybody's going to. So learn as much as you can.
I think that's that what you just said, I think probably speaks volumes to everything that we're talking about. But definitely with technology, technology is obviously, I think the biggest issue with technology is how quickly it moves. Like you learn something, not that it's obsolete, but there's already something, there's another option, And as a millennial myself, I guess I was born in '85, so we're the nostalgic generation. I don't know if you've ever heard that. We're like this big nostalgia generation. We talk about what the things that we had and everything. It was so different. Now usually people talk about that, they say, oh, back in my day, and they talk about people who are much older. But because technology moves so quickly, the things that we grew up on are so outdated. Like like Tamagotchi. It was a little virtual pet, and that thing is completely out. Like it can't even be taken seriously anymore. Things move so quickly. So I think it's very important for everyone to really get on the boat. The longer you wait, the harder it is to jump on board. Yeah. So if I had every single sandwich generation baby boomer listening to this or watching this right now, you can give one piece of advice. What would you tell the world?
Stay in touch with technology and communicate. If you are part of the sandwich generation, have the patience for your parents. Teach them as much as you can. I know patience runs thin, and I hear that a lot from my clients. My kids don't have patience for me. And I'm a product of the sandwich generation as well. And you do need a lot of patience. If not, hire somebody to help them stay in touch, because you get such satisfaction when you pick up an iPhone and do FaceTime with somebody who's either in an assisted living or a nursing home or a rehab, and you're able to see your loved one. It's just so rewarding.
The ability to do that for someone, it's on both ends. It's got to be great. It's got to be great because you're making someone's day, because you can't always be there. Assisted living, nursing facility, even hospital. Hospitals I see are crazy with, everyone has I can always see the white wires coming out of everywhere because everyone's plugging in their iPads and their iPhones. It's the only way a lot of people are getting that contact, so I think that's phenomenal. Okay, so if there was another, besides yourself, is there another resource that you can point people to if they say, well, Wendy's great, I'm probably going to hire her, I'm going to have her come in and see my mom. In the meantime, is there a resource that people can go to check out to get more information about just technology in general, or seniors with technology? Do you have any recommendations, or other businesses or anything like that?
Yeah, sure. Your local libraries offer classes, as well as if you would walk in off the street to your local library and walk up to one of the librarians and say, could you show me how to text? They're all trained to do that. So your local library is a great resource for you.
It's great. I have actually, I want to jump right into, if it's okay, what I call my lightning round. So there's going to be questions about you. And I'm going to try to, I'm not going to try to trip you up, but I'm going to see if I can throw some things out there. Okay. So okay. First, be ready, be prepared. If you weren't going to be doing the tech time, and you weren't doing Standards and Poor and everything, finance, what other profession would you say, I wish I could do this, or I would love to have done that?
Being a teacher. And I think that comes into play with what I'm doing right now. So ultimately, my dream did come true.
I like that. I like that. Teaching, obviously, incredible. I actually went to school, undergraduate, to become a health teacher. And I said, I want to work with this one population. I want to work with kids, really, really young kids, and teach health. And you know what? It didn't work out for me because there's no health teachers in kindergarten and first grade and second grade. There's gym teachers. And so I passed. But I got to tell you, the time that I had working as a teacher was incredible. And I'm sure you could tell, I like to be in front of people and talk. And
I couldn't tell.
Okay, so here's, I ask you a lot about things about you, what you're good at, how you help people. Now you got to tell me, what are you not very good at?
Cooking. I order in a lot.
You were way too ready for that one.
That's easy.
So if I have someone come on with one of my interviews who does cooking for seniors or like teaching school, will you make sure you tune in for that then? Because do you enjoy cooking? Like, I enjoy cooking. I don't think I'm that great at it, but I love doing it.
Like, I enjoy certain things that I really cook well. Right now I'm into burnt broccoli.
It's funny because you hear burnt broccoli and you're like, oh, that's a joke, but no, really, that's a thing. Like, that's a thing now.
But it's so easy and healthy and delicious, and I could give you a recipe.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Broccoli, wash it, cut it up, and then a little olive oil, kosher salt, and pepper, and bake it at 350 for about an hour, and it's delicious.
Incredible. My wife loves to do that. You know what she puts in there? She mixes breadcrumbs and grated cheese, and she just pours it on top during like the last whatever, and it's burnt and a little crunchy too.
Yes. Mm.
Burnt broccoli. Who would have guessed that was a thing?
It's very happy. I hear Brussels sprouts as well. I haven't tried it, but I hear it's good.
It's funny. It's the only way I'll eat Brussels sprouts, if they're the baked and burnt and all that stuff. I always like my food well done, and that was always very unpopular. And now it's starting to be a little more popular. So,
any way to get a vegetable into somebody, right? Especially the kids.
That's right. That's right. What is a piece of advice that you're better at giving than actually taking?
Oh boy. That I'm a bad cook. When my kids come home, they'll say, "You're not going to cook. We'll go out," right? And I feel like when they come home, I should be cooking and giving them a home-cooked meal. But at this point,
I hope they like burnt broccoli then.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so excuse me. So sorry, I lost my place here. So what do you have? I know that we spoke a little bit about some programs that you're doing in the future coming up really soon. One that I'm going to come and I'm going to visit you. But why don't you tell people about some of the, like, you're very active in the community, which I love, 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 love. Can you tell people like 2 or 3 of the things that you have going on coming up?
Yeah, so in the month of October, I'm going to be appearing at the Health and Wellness Fair at the Links in Port Washington. I'll be exhibiting Tech Time, as well as the JCC in Comac. There's also a Health and Wellness Fair. And also I'm doing a class at the Yale Club in November. Unfortunately, it's only open to Yale Club alumni, but I look forward to that.
That's awesome. I've never been to that club, but I'm definitely going to be joining. I'm going to be coming by to say hello on October 24th at the Suffolk JCC for the Health and Wellness Fair. I'm going to say, and definitely come by and say hello. That's right, like across the street practically from my house. It's very, very close. I'm definitely going to have to make a point to say hello.
Great. I look forward to seeing you there.
Now, Wendy, if you're walking down the street and you find $10 or $100 or $1,000, whatever denomination this needs to be for this to make sense, but you can't use it for something else, can't save it, I should say, you can't use it for someone else, you can't donate it, you have to use it, you have to be selfish. What do you do with that money?
So are you asking me if I would use it, what would I buy?
Yes, you have to use it on yourself. It can be anything you want, and whatever amount of money it needs to be, it magically is that amount. There's no one else to claim it, so you can't return it, and you can't you can't donate it.
I would probably get as many tickets to a Broadway show as possible.
Ooh, what kind of Broadway shows do you like?
Musicals. I love the theater. They're just so uplifting. Just love the theater. Any kind of culture, museums, anything that Manhattan offers. I just love that. Working in the city my whole career, I was exposed to a lot of that. And also traveling. Love to travel. So that's where I would put those extra funds too.
That's awesome. culture and travel. I dig that. I do that a lot. I love Broadways. I love off Broadways, and I love off Broadways. I like the really strange things too. That they're like $2 to get in, and you're there, and you go, well, something bad is definitely going to happen. But I love those kinds of things. My wife and I, every single day, we get a notification on our iPhone, and we go into I shouldn't tell anyone this because it's going to screw up my chances here, but we do the lottery for Hamilton every single day at 11 a.m. We press it because we want to get in. Tickets are crazy expensive, and if you win the lottery, it's $10.
Yes, it's a great website. I know it. Every day you should go on. Just Google Broadway Lottery, and it'll list all the shows that are in the lottery. And those shows are either for that day or that evening or possibly the next day. But it's a great website. Thank you for sharing that and bringing it up.
No problem.
You got a secret.
There you go. And now that's something you can share. The Hamilton Lottery. It's an app. And it gives you a notification. It says time for you to enter into the lottery.
Right.
So if do you have any now on that? Do you have any musicals or anything that you're like? Okay, I always have this in the car, or this is always keyed up on the on my phone. Like, do you have anything like you're like, I love this musical?
From the theater?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved Carole King, Beautiful.
Did
you see it?
I haven't seen it. I love the soundtrack though.
Yeah, I was brought up on Carole King, and I love all her songs. That was one of my favorite shows. Come From Away, which was a story about 9/11 and the planes being diverted, up in Canada. That was a great musical. But those were probably two of my favorite shows.
That's great. The top two on our list to go see, obviously, like I said, Hamilton and Dear Evan Hansen. Have you seen Dear Evan Hansen?
I haven't. The tickets are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
They're not on the lottery.
No. They have a lottery for Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah.
I think it's like $40 though.
It's worth it.
Still worth it, but it's not $10.
Right.
For Hamilton. Okay. Feel free to bash. You ready? Bash whichever side you want. Android or iOS?
iOS. I know nothing about Android, and it's I make people well aware of it. I'm Mac based, Apple based, Windows based. Know nothing about Android.
That's great. So your niche population is the iPhone, iPad, iOS, people who are trying to communicate and maybe get their affairs in order and get that. I love that. You have I like your niche. It's very specific.
Also, streaming. People have, smart TVs. They have access to Netflix and Amazon. They don't know how to use it. They get the remotes mixed up. They don't know how to use the remote. So that's another thing I help them with.
That's great. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite things to do with my TV is we stream, we cast, right? That's the term, right? We cast things to the screen. So now I have a Chromecast, but we also have our Fios casts also. So I love doing that. We're just like in the middle of something commercial. We don't let's put on a YouTube video and pop it up there. It's excellent.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Unfortunately, a lot of people don't know about this.
So Wendy, thank you so much. This is Wendy Weiss from Tech Time. TechTimeTutors.com is the website, correct? And if you want to reach out to her, you go to the website, or if you want to just email her directly, you want to go, this is very simple. It's info@techtimetutors.com. Info@techtimetutors.com. Wendy, you are awesome. Thank you so much for being here with me. You are fantastic. You are a genius when it comes to technology, and you are helping improve a great group, a wonderful generation to kind of get with it and be a little more communicative. So thank you so much.
Danny, thank you. It's been a pleasure. You're a doll. Mwah.
Thank you.